Hello guys and welcome back to House Edge. We are talking college football week 14, which means it's rivalry week. We're also going to get into the NFL, going over week 13 plays. Burke is out today. I'm doing a solo episode. We're going to give both of our picks. Let's start with college. So here we have me and Burke are on opposite sides here, so you guys are going to have to be the final deciding vote here. I'm taking Michigan plus 10.5 versus Ohio State. He's taking Ohio State minus 10.5. In my opinion, this game just means a little bit more to Michigan at this point. They have owned Ohio State in this game. It's going to be a home game for Michigan. I don't think they get the win. I don't think Ohio State is going to be able to pull off the win here. I'm also going to be taking Texas A&M on the money line versus Texas. Undefeated team against a Texas team that's been up and down all season. I think they're the clear better team here. Then we take Oregon minus 6.5 versus Washington in the Pacific West rivalry. Oregon has just been the most dominant team in the country this year. Washington has a good, solid offense, but their defense doesn't hold up to Oregon's. So I think they're going to take them by a touchdown. I'm also going to be taking Penn State minus 13.5 versus Rutgers. Rutgers is a team that doesn't have much left to play for. Penn State wins this game. They get into a bowl game. A lot to prove. Terry Smith got his job on the line for it. And to wrap out the rest of Burke's college plays, he's going to be taking Indiana minus 28.5 versus Purdue. Texas Tech minus 23.5 versus West Virginia. I like that play. And Miami minus 6.5 versus Pittsburgh. I don't know what you're going to get out of that Pittsburgh team week to week. That's a scary play. And then he has Notre Dame minus 32.5 versus Stanford. For our parlays, first parlay, I'm going to be taking plus 298 on the money line parlay. I got Bama over Auburn, Illinois over Northwestern, and Florida State to beat Florida. For Burke's parlay, plus 265, also a money line parlay, 5 legs. He's going to take Alabama to beat Auburn, Virginia over Virginia Tech, Penn State over Rutgers, Oklahoma versus over LSU, and then Oregon over Washington. I like those plays. LSU might bounce back. No. That takes us to the NFL portion of the show. I'm going to start from my plays. I'm going to take the Bears plus 7 versus the Eagles. This Bears team has a lot of fight in it. They've won many close games. I think 4 in a row by less than 1 score. And this Eagles offense is just too shaky. A.J. Brown problems. Saquon Barkley hasn't been the same all year. For this to be a full touchdown line, I think it's just way too much. I originally capped this game at a 3.5. I'm also going to be taking the Saints plus 5.5 versus the Dolphins. Something just tells me that the Dolphins are going to come out of this bye week the same. It would focus. And I did like how the Saints have been playing. Tyler Strong is getting his bearings under him. Plus 5.5. I think that's too many points. I'm also going to be taking the Falcons minus 2.5 versus the Jets. Both of these teams are going into this game with backup quarterbacks. Kirk Cousins for the Falcons, Tyrod Taylor for the Jets. And in both of these cases, I like the backup a little bit more than who they had as a starter. And Kirk Cousins has a lot more starting experience than Tyrod Taylor. So I'm going to take the Falcons to win here, less than a field goal. And then we're going to take the Patriots minus 7.5 versus the Giants. This Patriots team and that defense is going to rattle Jameis Winston. Look for a multi-pick game out of Jameis. And then we'll be taking the Vikings plus 10.5 versus Seahawks. While betting on the Vikings and J.J. McCarthy does scare me, he hasn't been putting together too many good performances. I think that Vikings defense, with their knowledge, Brian Flores' knowledge of Sam Darnold, seeing him in practice all year, is really going to be able to cook up a game plan that'll frustrate Darnold. And at plus 10.5, I only need to keep it close. And moving over to Burke's plays for his singles, he's taking the Bengals at plus 7 versus the Ravens. Of course he is. Joe Burrow is back this game. I think it's going to be a close game because the Ravens haven't been looking pretty good, or that good as well. And it's a whole touchdown for a division rival game. And then he has the Lions minus 2.5 versus the Packers. That Lions offense is legit. Jamar Gibbs, if he started this season like he's been playing the last couple of weeks, he could be in the MVP conversation. And then he's going to take the Bucks minus 3 versus the Cardinals. Baker Mayfield is iffy to play in this game. I think he will play, but the way they've been playing of late, it's a stay away from me. Shaky quarterback, injured quarterback coming into this game, and they really are looking for a bounce back against a Cardinals team that's been fundamentally sound. And then he's going to be taking the Bills minus 3.5 versus the Steelers. Okay, and for our parlays, I'm going to be doing a teaser plus 9.5 at plus 220. I'm going to be taking the Panthers plus 20 versus the Rams. This is going to be a big test here. I think I started to go with this game before the teaser straight up with how well the Panthers have been playing at home, but they have been faltering of late. If the Rams go out there and blow them out, then the Panthers are dead for the rest of the season, in my opinion. Then we're taking the Titans plus 16, Colts plus 5. I like the Colts pretty much straight up in this game. I don't think the Texans' offense has produced much, even with C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud or Davis Mills have been pretty much the same, and I think this is going to be a win for the Colts. Chargers at the 0, Broncos plus 3, and then we're taking Buffalo and the Steelers over 38 points. For Burke's parlay, he's going to do a moneyline parlay plus 275. Patriots on the money line against the Giants. Broncos over the Commanders. Dolphins over the Saints. Oh no, I don't like that. Jaguars money line versus the Titans. That's the trap game there. I think the Titans could go and beat the Jaguars. 49ers money line versus the Browns. Good start for Shedeur Sanders last week. Hopefully he doesn't keep it going. And that is going to round out our plays for college football week 14 and NFL week 13. Good luck on your bets, guys. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.